Hey there, American Farmsteaders. This is Jenny from the Grahamstead Family Farm.
And Donna with Hazel Belle Farm.
And we are coming to y'all from Northeast Florida as two American farmsteaders doing our best to grow our own food and share our homesteading experiences with you in hopes that you'll grow a little food of your own.
Yeah, we are going to talk about growing meat chickens this week.
Meat chickens, that's right, because what animal can you raise out, depending upon the variety, in 8 to 12 weeks and literally have a year's worth of food?
Yes.
Chicken.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And that's really what was the game changer. Like when we got into meat chickens for us was when I realized that I could raise, like literally we would do like 60 chickens. That was enough chicken for the whole entire year for our family. And when I realized that, it was like, oh, how come we haven't always done this?
Yeah. And it tastes so much better.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, now that hurricane season is starting to wrap up here for us in Florida. I mean, we still have a little ways to go, and there is a spot down in the Caribbean.
Right.
But anyways,
we're not claiming ownership over that.
That's right. So now that hurricane season has started to wind up, it's time to get some meat chickens.
Yes, it is. So we are going to visit our friend Charlie at Charlie's Chicks sometime soon. We have to make that appointment.
Yes.
And get out there, and we are going to get some Cornish cross broilers to raise because that is easy. That is the most like your grocery store chicken that people are used to. And so what I like to do here on my homestead is grow enough that I can sell to people who aren't in a position to grow or just don't want to because it's kind of a horrendous job. I shouldn't say it like that because anyone can do it, but not everyone wants to do it, but they appreciate that we do it. And so that will cover the cost of chicken for my own family. So that's my goal.
Yeah. Yeah. My goal is to have some chicken at the next market that we do.
Yeah.
So this is the perfect time.
It is.
It's the perfect time.
The weather's been so nice.
I know.
So like they're not dropping over dead because it's so hot and it's not too cold where you're so worried about your lamp being the perfect temperature. Right.
So yeah, I basically need to get my brooder pulled out because I don't leave it set up all the time because it's just giant. So I need to get it pulled out of the greenhouse and get it cleaned up. And I think I actually have a little bit of repairs to do on the bottom of it onto the hardware cloth, but get it pulled out and get it all cleaned up. Because literally, like I'm thinking like probably in the next like 2-3 weeks
most
is
I'm thinking a week or two. So something around then. So what we like to do is go in and do a bulk purchase. So if you order them online or if you go to a local hatchery, most sellers are going to give you a discount for buying more. So we'll do that together. And if you're shipping them in, you split the shipping cost. It just works out better that way. We've done that we've always done 10 years. I mean, a long, long time. So
Splitting our chickens.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to put my little brooder. So my brooder is actually one of my tractors.
Yes.
That I just added some extra wire to the bottom of so babies can't get out of. And I'm going to start them right on grass. That's what I did the last time. And I was very happy with that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll just keep it close up to where my barn is, where I can run an extension cord for that heat lamp for the beginning until they get some feathers.
Yeah.
And they'll be fine without having to move a tractor for a while because they're little. They don't have that much manure.
Yeah.
Right? They don't put that much damage on that footprint where the tractor is.
That really doesn't start happening until I feel like week 2. Like week 2, they're starting to get a little messier.
And then I'll have to move them once for probably another week.
Yep.
Yeah. Before I have to like really get them out on pasture.
Yes, I bought my cattle panels last night, actually, for my new meat chicken tractor.
Yay.
Yes. So I have all the cattle panels. The bottom of it is going to be made out of the chain link fence railing. And so I have all that. I just need to locate some wheels, which, I mean, if I rummage around the barn long enough, I might find some.
Yeah. Or thrift store even, maybe.
Yep.
There's all kinds of options for scrapping together some chicken tractors, right?
Oh yeah. And I've got some scrap together looking chicken tractors too.
Are you trying to avoid that?
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that because the last 2 that I've scrapped together haven't lasted more than a season. And it's like, okay, it'll do, but come on, if I'm spending like the time and the money and the effort, like I want this one to be good for a while.
One and done.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Theoretically.
In theory, yes. I do still have to rewire my big chicken tractor that they will move into. So
yes,
I would like to do 2 batches coming. I'd like to do 2 half batches of what I normally do. So instead of doing 50 or 60 in one, I'd like to do 2 batches of 25 to 30.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Perfect. Good.
I was thinking, I don't want to do 50 or 60. I want to do 30.
And so
that's
do
funny.
them like a month apart. So when the littler ones are moving out to the big tractor to finish, then you get your new ones in and
fill it back up.
Yeah, that's what I think I want to do. Mm-hmm. So, and you could keep doing that.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's like if you were doing this as a business, that's what you would do. You would always have them in different stages, right? Mm-hmm. We did that for a little bit. It's not for me.
Yeah. We used to do a lot more meat chickens than we do right now also. Yeah. This past year, we really kind of took a break on meat chickens because we wanted to go on vacation during meat chicken season. Right, and so I didn't want to bother anybody with like having to come over and take care of the meat chickens because they're not like regular chickens, like.
No, they're velociraptors. Right. They're like, horrible creatures.
You kind of get pecked on when you go in there to feed them.
Especially like towards the end, like the last 2 or 3 weeks, they get to where they're biting at you.
Right. I didn't want to do that to any of my friends. So I'm like, we just won't do them right now. So we've been waiting and I probably only have about 10 chickens left in my freezer. So like.
I'm out of chicken.
You're out of chicken?
Yeah. We find some occasionally like,
Right.
I had some quarters and last year I didn't even, so I like to part out my chickens after we butcher. So we'll butcher one day and then let them rest for a day. And then I part them out. So mine rest for a full 3 days before we actually put them in the freezer. And I didn't part them out last year. So I found some quarters, which means they were 2 years old. Yeah. They were still great. They were very good, actually. They weren't just great. They were like, oh, I miss this kind of great.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
Oh, this is so much better than grocery store chicken.
It really is.
They were tender and just flavorful, like not plain bleached chicken meat,
Like bleached chicken
that's
meat.
What it is. That's what it feels like. It's just like there's nothing there to it, Yeah. There's just no substance. It's just meat. It's just protein, which great. Like that feeds the people, but it's missing flavor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the homegrown chicken does have better flavor. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about feeding.
Okay.
In the beginning.
Yep.
So in the beginning, like keep them feeders full. 24/7. Mm-hmm. They are full all the time. Their water is full all the time.
And yes, and changed. They will make a mess of their water. So I'm sure to change out water every day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You can't get away with otherwise. It like has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then too, like make sure you have something in your waterer, like little rocks or something, because those little chickens, they're so dumb. I mean, they will literally fall in there and like drown themselves.
Or just sit in there
and get wet and reason. Cold.
Yeah. Yeah. And you'll lose them to like a hypothermia. So yeah, we like to use marbles.
Yeah.
Or rocks, something that can be easily sprayed off to use again. And and then we do the magic water. Do you do the magic water?
I mean, sometimes I put stuff in their water. It's not something that I do like on a regular basis, but every now and again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll feel fancy.
Oh, you'll feel fancy. I mean, they'll be fine with just water, honestly. Yeah. So you just give them clean, fresh water. They'll be fine. But I like to do into a quart of water. It's a tablespoon of honey. I also add a couple of drops of oregano essential oil.
Yeah.
And that
oregano essential oil is great for chicken water.
I mean, I pretty much only use that in the barn anymore. I don't use it for us so much. I use it in the barn all the time between cows and chickens. So yeah. And then, apple cider vinegar, a splash of apple cider vinegar. If you don't want to do honey, some people are against honey. I learned that because they're worried that about the botulinum in
Okay.
honey. So they'll just use white sugar, and it just really just gives them a few extra calories and gets them going.
Gets them going, perks
Yeah.
them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I only do that the first time I fill up their water. After that, I wash it out. They just get fresh water.
Okay.
So just not adjustment, moving them in.
Right.
You know, those day old chicks haven't eaten and drinking
In
so
2 to
much.
3
I think
days,
that's
you
the
know.
right. But yes. So just to adjust to their new environment and get them going, make them want it. That's what I do.
Yes.
So, and the apple cider vinegar has probiotics, so that's always good. A lot of people do like buy a chicken probiotic and put that in their water or their feed. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But you could.
Absolutely.
And then the feed specifically, what kind of feed?
Yes, feed specifically. So definitely either game bird starter or chick starter. That higher protein, definitely, especially in the beginning. I mean, you have to have that higher protein to get them off to a good start. And I mean, I keep them on it all the time.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. A lot of people will say that you have to switch to a lower protein because too much protein makes them grow too fast. I've only found that to be true if you're giving them free choice feed throughout their lives.
Right.
And we don't do that.
No, absolutely not. So how long are you free choice feeding?
Usually till they're off the heat lamp.
Yeah.
They're getting some feathers. They're a little more active. They're running to the feeder. If they are anxiously coming to the feeder when you put it in there, like after you clean it or add feed or whatever, they're ready to be controlled on how much you give them.
Right.
I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have any science to back that up. That's just been my experience. That's how I do it. So
yeah. And
otherwise,
so really,
they just kind of belly up to the feeder and stay there.
Yeah.
You know, especially those Cornish cross.
Yes. I like my birds to be a little bit more active and running around. And even if that means that it takes them a little bit longer to grow out, you know, like some people really like to keep them a little confined, you know, so I've even been known to free range my Cornish cross, which is a complete nightmare sometimes, but
it is.
But, you know, then you're not having to move the chicken tractor every day. Not that that's a big deal, but
I would say if you're going to do that, to just be cautious. Like you've got the livestock guardian dogs, and that certainly helps to keep predators away. And they're trained, so they're not eating your chickens.
Right.
Like even a good LGD has to be trained.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times they want to eat chickens in the beginning. So if you have that setup, that circumstance, I think that's great. If not, I like to let mine free range too, and then feed them in the tractor in the evening, and so that they'll all come back in and they'll be protected that way.
Yeah. I find that it takes them a little bit longer to grow out if you let them free range too. They're just out burning calories and getting more exercise, running around the yard and whatnot. So
yeah, which brings me to a bit of a pet peeve of mine, where people say they're not like regular chickens. They don't scratch, they don't run, they just eat. Well, some of them will just eat, and they will certainly eat more than your regular layer chickens.
Yeah.
But given the opportunity to be out on grass, they want to be chickens out on grass.
Yeah, they do.
And so they do take a little bit longer.
They do. They take a little bit longer. I mean, when I really let them free range a lot, it's definitely more like a 10-week project.
Yeah.
So, you know,
but
to each his own,
it
you
works.
know,
Yeah.
you know, however you want to do it, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the downside is you're spending a little bit more money to feed them for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But the upside is you're letting your chickens be chickens. And at the end of the day, that's a big reason why we do what we do.
Yeah.
That our animals are treated with dignity and respect, and that we're stewarding them the way we feel we should be.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. So let's go back to brooders. Do you keep a thermometer in your brooder?
no.
Yeah, me either.
And if you read our blog post, they probably say, like, make sure it's at this temperature.
Right.
No. I may have done that, like, when we
way
first started.
in the beginning. Yeah. And I don't even think I ever had like a thermometer that worked well.
Right. It looks right. No, I don't. I just go by like, how are they behaving?
Right.
If they're all huddled up under the light and they're getting smashed and there's not enough room, maybe I need a second light.
Right. They're cold if they're doing that.
Right. It's too drafty.
Yeah.
The lamp's too far away. Something's wrong.
You have too many chicks under a lamp. What's the rule of thumb? 25 chicks per lamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, if they're completely spread out and they're hiding in the corners of the brooder.
And their legs sticking out.
Right. They're panting.
Right.
That means they're too hot.
It's hot. Yeah.
You know, you really want, when you open up that brooder, you really want to see all your chicks just kind of casually walking around.
Being chicks.
Being little chicks,
Yeah.
you know. If you open it and you see it like that, you know, you've got a good temperature.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And really with Cornish cross, it really only ends up being like, I mean, depending upon your climate and depending upon what season it is, it really only ends up being like a week, 2 at the most.
Yeah, they're not like layers.
2 at the most.
If you've raised layer chicks before, comparatively, they need a light a lot
A
longer.
Mm-hmm. A lot longer, like 6 or 8 weeks.
Right.
So yeah, no, those Cornish cross, they get big quick and they're ready to ditch the heat lamp and get out of the brooder.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love taking them out of the brooder because by the time they're ready to come out of the brooder, they're really starting to poop a lot.
You're ready for them to be
I'm
out.
ready to get them out of the brooder.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So then how much do you feed as they grow? Like that's one of the biggest questions.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that one's tricky. I just kind of watch it. I'll go fill their feeders. And guess what? If it's a 12-hour window and they've already gone through the feed that I've given them, I'm going to give them more feed.
Right.
And so once they're out of that brooder and they're on grass in the chicken tractor, I'm going to keep their feeder full from sun up to sundown.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can just kind of gauge it, you know, and just watch them in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll tell you.
Right. Oh yeah. And too, if they run out of feed too soon, they'll start picking at each other. Mm-hmm. Right. And so, yeah, you just have to pay attention.
Absolutely.
And they'll tell you, like you said. How long do you keep them? You said you keep yours on the game bird feed the whole time, right?
No, not game bird feed. If I use game bird feed, I'll start them out on game bird feed, like in the beginning in the brooder, and then I'll switch to regular, grower. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For the rest of the
or
time.
chick starter. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So a game bird feed's going to be like 28% protein. And then a grower is going to be like a 20 to 21% protein, as opposed to your layer. We always say 16 to 18%.
Yeah. Right. Right. And so really the longest that I'll keep them on game bird feed it might be like a week or so, because I'm just not going to spend the extra dollars for the game bird feed.
I'll go through like the bag.
Right.
A 50-pound bag.
Right. And then after that, I'm like, nope, I'm switching back to my regular old Hillendale chick starter.
Yep. Yeah, Hillendale is our local-ish mill to us if you're not local. If you are local, highly recommend you get feed from them. It's been great quality feed. And if you can travel to them, you can get a bulk discount for buying, you know, a ton at a time. They actually give a discount for less than that. But
they do, yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a ton of chicken feed. So like on our farm, we have a lot of cows, takes up the bulk of our feed. We might have pigs given the season. We might not.
Right.
So they take the cumulative, what you're buying from them. And so they have discounts at like 500, 1,000, and 2,000 pounds, I think is what it is. So
yeah. And really, I mean, if you're going to do meat chickens, buying in bulk is for sure the way to go. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really, really expensive if you're going bag for bag at Tractor Supply.
Oh my gosh.
It is going to be outrageous.
$20 a bag or something like that. Yeah. Yes. And so you're going to go through, say you raised 25 birds. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many bags you'd go through.
We have calculated this at one point where we figured out like.
It's been a minute though.
It's been a minute. Taking a year off of meat chickens, it really like makes me like think like, okay, yeah. All right. I remember how to do this.
Yeah. We just have to go back to the notes.
Right.
Go back to the notes and figure out how many. So I like to buy it all up front. If I
like to buy it all up front. I do the same exact thing because, I mean, you're going to save the most money. Mm-hmm. And I mean, Hillendale, for me, it's about, you know, a 50-minute drive from my house. So if I can just do that trip once.
Right.
fill the truck up. I'll come home. I've got the big, 55-gallon drums, empty it all into the drums, and you're ready to go.
Yep. So that keeps your varmints out and the mold out and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, another way to save money on chicken feed is by fermenting your feed.
Yes. I was going to say.
Yes. And that is so easy to do. I like to start, especially when the chickens are little, just start with a 5-gallon bucket. I'll fill it halfway up with whatever feed I'm using. And although I have tried this with Tractor Supply chicken feed, and it does not work. It gets nasty.
No.
Like, I don't know if there's like some kind of preservative or something in it that
the crumble,
keeps it.
Right?
Yeah.
So the texture is a crumble. So it's been the feed, whatever the feed is, whatever the grains are, it's been ground and then it's been solidified into a crumble.
Yeah.
And then you're making it back down into a mash, and it just doesn't do. Where the feed that we buy from Hillendale
is a mash.
It's just the grind. And so we're just soaking ground corn, soy, whatever.
Correct. So. Yeah. Fill a 5-gallon bucket up halfway, top it off with water completely, put a lid on it. When you come back to it the next morning, you will have a full 5-gallon bucket of feed that you can give your chickens.
It will expand.
So I did the math on this one time, and it saves you 30%.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
We do that with our pigs also.
Yes.
And I will do it with a cow that we're raising out for beef. Like his separate feed will ferment also.
Yeah.
Yep. It works great. So yes, 30%. And as they grow bigger and they need more feed at a time, you just graduate from that 5-gallon bucket to a barrel and do the same thing. So fill it up halfway with feed. Yep. The rest of the way with water. I like to add in a little probiotics. So apple cider vinegar, you can add like a cup to a barrel would be plenty. Or we are making yogurt and cheese all the time. So we'll take the whey off of those dairy products and we'll pour that right in, and it's great for the chickens. Yeah.
Nice. It'd probably even be really good with like a little drop of oregano oil in it or garlic. Yeah.
Oh, that's what else goes in the magic water is crushed garlic. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. It's been a while. We haven't done them. So
yeah, I feel like that combo really gives you really nice, healthy birds.
Yeah. That oregano and the garlic specifically. It's funny how those work together in cuisine too, right?
I know.
Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting. The same thing with like companion planting. Like, okay, tomatoes and basil. Hello.
They just work. Right. Cucumbers and dill.
Right.
Yeah. That is funny. Yes, those work really well as anti-parasitic, antiviral, antibacterial, fungal. Yeah.
All the things.
And so it also somehow they're antimicrobial, but they also promote little healthy guts. I don't know how that works, but I'm not God.
I don't know.
It works. It works
just
really
works.
great. So yeah, every time we do that, we have a limited to zero loss.
Right.
So we do it and keep doing it.
So what would you say the most common way that you lose a meat chicken is?
Okay. So here is the downside of Cornish cross. They might keel over from heart attacks, right? Like if they are overeating and they aren't moving so much, they're just not bred for longevity.
No.
And so, you may lose them that way. I wouldn't say that's the most that I lose though.
Yeah, no, the most ways that I lose a Cornish cross is by running it over with the chicken tractor when I'm pulling it.
Right. And they don't move. So then you have to harvest it right then.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is awful. That usually happens when they're smaller, but.
Right. I find it happens when they're bigger. Yeah. Cause they're clumsier. They don't run.
They don't move quick.
They don't care. They're pretty careless. I don't know. Yeah, that is a thing that happens. Overall, for all the years, I'd say I'd probably lost the most to predators by just not locking them up at night. We won't keep dogs out at night just for other reasons. But so everywhere we've lived, We have aerial predators, we have coyotes, we have foxes, we have raccoons, and those fat birds are just easy pickings. So that's probably mine most.
Predators. You had a predator come through and wipe out like a whole entire batch.
Yeah. So those were freedom rangers.
Right.
And they did very well out on grass. I wasn't putting them up even at night.
Right.
And so, yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I think I had 75 birds at the time, and we lost like 50 something all one night. And I walked out in the morning to do chores, and it was like a foggy morning, and they were out on pasture, and they were almost ready to butcher. Like they probably had another 2 weeks.
Gosh.
Yeah. So I was 8 to 10 weeks in, and I looked out, and they were like everywhere. It was like landmines out in the field. They were just dead everywhere. Birds were dead. And it just was like a joy kill thing.
Right.
So
you think it was a dog?
Eric is quite certain it was a dog.
So. That sounds like a dog, just running around and shaking them and leaving them.
Yeah. But we don't know for sure. There's nothing I could have done except, it was 2 wheelbarrows full of chickens. I could tell you that because I had to bury it.
Right.
I had to dig the holes to bury them. It was a lot of chicken.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty devastating. So we've been pretty cautious since then. That's been about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And, those birds were for the most part going up underneath my shed at night, which is funny. Like they didn't roost. They went under the shed.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I just make sure that if I do let them out, I make sure to gather them up in the evening now. So
yeah.
I got complacent with them because they were fine for so long not doing that.
Right.
Until they weren't.
So. And that's usually how it goes down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what about like actually butchering, processing? Because I think that's what scares most people away from raising meat birds is they're afraid they don't know how to do it.
I would say that is probably the number one reason why people don't take the plunge and just do it, because everybody is not looking forward to Butcher Day.
Right.
And honestly,
truthfully, we're not looking forward to it either.
No. And when you know that you have a big chicken butcher day coming up, the thought is, a little daunting, but every single time we get into it, we get into our groove, we have our system down. And before we know it, we've done 50 or 60 chickens in the matter of like probably 3 hours. And it was like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
And you're done. And you don't have to do it again.
Right. And you don't have to do it again until next season or next year so. So Butcher Day. So the day before, you're going to start with holding feed. You give them water, but you are not feeding them because you definitely want those crops to be good and empty so they are easy to pull because
you don't want to make a mess.
That makes for a huge chore if you have full crops. It makes things go a lot slower.
Right.
Because you got to get those things out of there. So
I also like to stop moving them if, they are in the tractor. And they might put a little bit more hurting on the land that tractor is sitting on right then. But if you move them and you withhold feed, they'll eat grass. Chickens eat grass.
Yes.
And they will just fill up on grass and their crops will be full of grass at that point. So if you don't do that, it's not like you're starving them. You're going to process them first thing in the morning.
Right.
So, about 12 hours before, withhold feed, let them have water.
Yep.
And I don't move them to fresh grass.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've never really thought about that actually.
But you've had grass and crops, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which
Absolutely.
isn't as bad as having
feed
in crops.
No.
But still, it does account for stuff that's in the crop.
We also, the day before, we will get all set up with all of our equipment and make sure that we have, full propane tank for the burner. Make sure the pot is cleaned. Make sure our knives are sharpened. All of those things that are just going to help things run more smoothly the next day when you're actually butchering.
Right.
And then dedicate people to do specific jobs?
We always do that. And I mean, when we first started doing this, I mean, we would have friends come over and help. And we actually had several families that were very eager to come and help. And it worked out great. But the longer that we did it, we quickly kind of realized that, like, hey, we can do this by ourselves and it would be a little bit quicker, you know?
Yeah.
And so every single time we always do the same job. Tori does all the culling. He'll get them out of the tractor, get them in the cones, get them culled, bled out, you know, puts them in the spinner, and then I take them from the spinner. So
we're the opposite.
You're the opposite.
I do the culling, the plucker through to the scalding, the plucker. And then Eric does evisceration.
Right. All the cleaning, taking the feet off, all that.
Now, if we're only doing 25 or 30, I'll just do it myself. I'll do all of it. And I'll do like 3 birds at a time.
Yeah.
So I've got multiple kill cones. I put them all in 3 or 4. I might do 4 at a time. And then to me, you know, 30 birds to do, that's just eight trips between the tractor. Right.
That's a good way to break it down.
Right.
Yeah. It's just 8 times.
Right. Or 7 batches or, you know, whatever. And I can do that myself in 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and once you get the hang of it, you'll really be surprised, like how many chickens you can move across that table in 2 or 3 hours. I mean, a lot of the times we're completely done from, you know, setting up to breaking down to completely cleaning everything up
before lunch. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, it's like, gee whiz, like these meat chickens aren't that hard.
And really and truly, it's just about getting in there and doing it. You just have to do it. Like, take a class if you can take a class. I know we've done some workshops, so we may do more. I know Charlie's Chicks has done some workshops recently. So if you can take a class, take a class. If not, you just figure it out. Like, watch a couple of videos. They're out there on YouTube.
Oh, they're everywhere.
We have a download that you can, a digital download, and you can go through all the steps. There's a picture for every single step. So we'll link that in the show notes if you're interested in that. But you just have to do it. And then you'll go, oh, I can do that. I can do that. And I learned something, or maybe I should have done this part first or a little differently. And so you'll do the next one. You'll get a little bit better at it and a little bit faster at it. And before you know it, you're a chicken butcherer.
Right.
You can do it and just keep doing it. So
yeah. And it's routine at that point.
Right. So then the last part is you want to really make sure you let your chicken meat rest for a good 24 hours before you put it in the freezer. And that's going to help tenderize the meat. Otherwise, you're going to have a tough, chewier meat, and you'll be so disappointed in the whole thing, and you'll never want to do it again.
Right.
So if you can let it rest for 24 hours, like I said before, I let mine go a little longer. 48 hours, I like best. And you can even go up to 3 days. I wouldn't do more than that. As long as they're staying cold. So if they're in coolers, you're changing out ice, you're draining off water. You don't want them soaked in water. Jenny has a pretty cool cool room.
Yeah.
A cool room.
A cold room. Yeah.
Yeah. So she has the cold room. And so, they have cold air circulating through there. So they don't get dried out per se.
Well,
but they're not soaking in water.
Right. Correct. They're not soaking in like an ice bath.
Right.
But what I did learn is that I like to immediately put them in the bag and then put them in the walk-in cooler because they dry out less.
So on processing day.
Yes.
That's like the last step.
Yep.
Okay.
The last step. I bag them. I don't close the bag because they're shrink wrap bags, but I put them all in the bag, get them on the tables in the walk-in cooler, let them sit 24, sometimes 48 hours, just depends on what I have going on.
Right.
And then like if you don't bag them in a walk-in cooler, the skin does tend to dry out a little bit. And we just didn't prefer that. I mean, it was okay, but I like just going ahead and getting them in the bag.
That makes sense.
Now the cool room that we have, it's super small. I mean, it's probably only like a 6x8 room. We did a double layer of those insulation panels and then the like the vinyl like sheets. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh,
RFP.
Yes.
Something.
Yes,
RFP.
Yeah.
And so that goes over the insulation. And we bought, it's called a Cool Bot. The CoolBot wires into just a regular AC window unit. It's a very small unit. If you go like on the CoolBot's website and you put your room dimensions in there, it'll tell you how big of a window unit that you need. And it wires the CoolBot's small. It's just like a little digital panel.
Right.
And it wires into the AC unit and it tricks the thermostat. And so you're able to set a window unit at 34 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it doesn't shut off.
It doesn't shut off. It works.
Or it doesn't try to stay at 60.
Right. It works really well. Mm-hmm. So
it's a cool override.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little bit of an expense, but I mean, you know, we can use it during hunting season, chicken season.
Yeah.
When we do our own lambs, they get hung in that room. So, you know, it just depends on, you know, how much you're going to actually be doing at home. But when you're doing a lot, it's kind of worth it when we did.
I wish we had one.
Yeah.
I wish we had one for real.
It's not too late.
I know. It's just not the priority.
Right. But yeah, it is an expense because I think the unit itself was like, I don't know, maybe almost $400. Mm-hmm. Plus you got to buy the window unit. So that's like another 200-ish.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay.
And then you got to have a room.
And then you got to build the room. Right. Right.
Now, a lot of these market farmers will do it in like a small enclosed trailer. I've even seen people use that.
Yeah.
And that is a really cool idea. Mm-hmm. Like, I really wish I would have thought about that because I may have went that option because that would have been so handy. Like when we do our markets,
you can just tote it around.
Right.
Right.
Have
That's
a little generator,
right.
Even put some solar panels on the roof.
Sure.
Like, the possibilities would have been endless.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, so you freeze yours whole. So you bag them and they go whole, one whole chicken. We do some of that. Mm-hmm. And then I like to piece mine out on day 2 or 3. And so we'll do a bunch. We'll have 4 chicken breasts or 6 chicken quarters, or we'll have drumsticks and wings and that. And so we'll have some whole. I'll probably do like a third, maybe a quarter of them will just be whole birds that I can just roast for dinner.
Right.
The rest I'll piece out. And then we are left with carcasses. So if I have, 20 chicken carcasses, that is not garbage. Those are then roasted down. Then I take the carcasses, let them cool enough that I can pick the meat off. Then we have what we call chicken pickings. So everybody picks meat off of carcasses that's been cooked. And we'll bag that up. So then that's pre-cooked meat, like shredded chicken. And
I love to have stuff like that in the freezer.
Yes, that is a super quick, we didn't take something out or something happened or whatever. Take one of those out and put it in the Instant Pot with some rice and we've got chicken and rice.
You're making me hungry.
I know. It's so easy though. It's so good. Chicken pickings is one of our favorite things to make chicken salad, whatever. So we've got chicken pickings. Then we boil down what's left and we make our broth. So we've got chicken broth and then I'll can the chicken broth usually on the 3rd or 4th day. So our shelves get so much between our freezer and our pantry.
Yes.
And then I think I'm going to start roasting those used bones to make my bone meal for the garden.
Absolutely.
Because I've been doing it like 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah.
But if I do the big bunch, then I'll have it. So
you should.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yes. And then when on butcher day, like you can collect all that blood, put you a 5-gallon bucket underneath your kill cone, fill it up with some water because the blood will coagulate.
Yeah.
And then you can take that water and either add it to your swamp water barrel or you can pour that stuff directly in your garden. Especially like on your longer term crops. Like if you had some lettuce that was close to harvest, you probably wouldn't want to pour chicken blood water on it, but probably skip the lettuce, but
or the radishes, and
right?
Like stuff that you're getting ready to eat,
right? Yeah. Right. But the garden loves it. Or you can let the blood coagulate and let it dry out and make powdered blood meal.
Yep.
And then you have all the innards that you can bury around your fruit trees.
And I'll tell you this, yes, that works really well. Chicken feet work really well for making some good stock. They're filled with collagen. You can save the hearts and the livers for eating, and gizzards.
Yeah. Now
dog food. A lot of people call asking if we have chicken hearts feet for dog food. Yep. Yeah. And feet for dog food. You can roast the chicken feet. That's a bit much for me.
It's a bit much for me.
I'm not doing that. And we're starting to get long on the podcast, so we'll wrap it up. But it's all usable parts.
You get so much use out of raising meat chickens. So sometimes on butcher day, when I take the feet off, I'll go ahead and scald the feet.
Yes.
That way they're ready to use for broth. That way they get put up clean. Yeah. And when you thaw them out, they're clean already. So I don't like to put them up dirty.
Yeah. So the chicken feet thing is you scald them and the skin peels off and then they're clean. So, before you use them, and then you can you just roast them, cook them down for all the collagen for the stock. So later, good stuff. People use heads and combs too for that, and
I'm not there. I'm not there yet. Like
I'll bury that for the fruit trees.
That's what I was just about to say.
Maybe one day I'll get a big enough compost pile and it can all be compost, because people do that too. They compost well.
Yeah.
And we have fed innards to pigs, and they love it. So we turn it into bacon. So nothing goes to waste.
All right. Well, we will definitely keep y'all updated on how our meat chickens are doing.
Yeah.
The goal is like 2 to 3 weeks max. We'll have them. And y'all can kind of listen along to all the meat chicken adventures.
Yeah, and we'll keep track of how much we're feeding.
Yep.
And what the cost is, and we'll bring that to you at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Sounds like a project. It's been a while since we've done that.
I know.
So
it's time.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Later, y'all.
Bye.